Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a little bit of a different video, but something that is really close to my heart, and the idea kind of came to me on the weekend over Mother's Day. So I had my mum here with me from the Gold Coast and we called her mum my Nana. And I was just kind of thinking, my Nana is 93 now. She still lives alone, which is absolutely amazing. And she is just the sweetest person ever. And I have the fondest childhood memories of going around to her apartment and she would always be baking for us. And I still to this day have a bit of a sweet tooth. So I thought it might be a really fun idea to call up my Nana and get some of her recipes off her. So I did mention it to her on the phone on the weekend because I obviously don't want my 93-year-old Nana running to go and get her recipe book. So I'm kind of hoping she remembered and grabbed them out. So I'm gonna give her a call and see if she will be able to give me some of her recipes. So I do have here with me a recipe book, and I bought this recently because I was just thinking I want to have all of my recipes like out of my head and written down, and all of the different things and the methods from other people's recipes that I use as well, and like how I've kind of changed them to suit my taste. So it's just something I've always wanted. I feel like recipe books are something you kind of like hand down between the different generations, and it's just kind of really special having your certain family recipes and also adding and creating a few of your own. So that is my plan for today's video. I already have a bunch of my mum's recipes written in here, and like I said, I just want to go up a generation and get some of my Nana's while I still can. So this is your friendly little reminder as well, if you haven't in a little while and you are lucky to have some of your grandparents still around, that it might be worth giving them a call and grabbing some of their recipes that you just absolutely love. And I just think it's a really touching kind of way to connect with our, grandparents or the older generation by sort of bringing that into present day. And also I'm just so looking forward to making some of these. So let's go and give her a call and I'll see if I can get these off her. Now, just a super quick reminder, if you are new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I put up new videos every single week. Now, let's go dial a Nana and see if she answers. Hi Nana, it's Emma. How are you?
Oh, how are you, Em?
Good, thank you.
You hadn't been trying, had you?
Oh, I just called you once before and then, yeah, Mum said just leave it for a bit, yeah.
Yes, I was only just, I'd only just come in. I actually had an outing with Legacy today for the first time in 12 months. Some people will cook with margarine, but I always cook with butter. The ordinary dates from in the shopping area where all the prunes and raisins and stuff is. These days there seems to be exotic kinds of things that you can buy.
Yes.
And there'd be dates probably from 2 or 3 different countries for you to choose from, whereas in my day you only had the one country, you know what I mean?
Yes, and there's organic ones and all sorts of stuff now,
yeah,
so.
it was just a much simpler way of life,
Yeah.
You didn't have all this choosing to have to cope with.
No.
But anyhow, you're young and you can cope with it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Make it.
Yes, I'll have to let you know how I go.
And it won't be hard, really. There's nothing hard about this one.
Okay, so now I have the recipes and I'm thinking I would really like to make the date and coconut slice. So might pop down to the shops and I will grab the ingredients that I need for that and I will bake it with you guys. So let's head down and grab everything that we need. I do think I've got a bunch of those staple kind of items in the pantry, but I definitely don't have a few things like icing sugar and stuff like that. So let's go and grab it. Okay, so I'm back and I've got everything I need. So we've got 1 egg, some imitation vanilla, or you can also get the real vanilla as well. Got 125 grams of butter, some caster sugar, icing sugar, which is for the icing, of course. I got this packet of pitted dates from the Trident brand. You can actually get the medjool dates, which are probably the nicer quality ones, I guess, but this big packet that's 600 grams was only $4, and the other ones are about $10 just for a handful. And then I also got some fine desiccated coconut. Now I've also got out here my mixing bowl to put everything in, a chopping board to chop up the dates on, and of course my slice tray, which essentially you just need any kind of tray that's like not too deep. So this is sort of the depth of the one that I've got, and you're just gonna grease that. So let's get started and I'll put everything together. Now, just quickly before I forget, which I always do, turn on your oven onto fan forced, and it's usually just a moderate oven temperature. So I'm gonna go for 180 degrees Celsius. If you're in Australia, great. If you're in America, I don't know what that converts to, I'm sorry, but hopefully that makes sense. So you can just leave that on while we put all the mixture together. The thing that I like most about baking something that's kind of old-fashioned is it is really simple and easy, which is great because I haven't baked anything in God knows how long. I used to really love baking sweets and things, but it's just been a really, really long time since I've done it. I mostly just make savory food these days. So this will be a good little test. We'll see how it goes. If it's terrible, yeah, don't follow my method. But if it's great, then you have yourself a wonderful recipe. So let's get started. Now, one thing I did forget to put in is the self-raising flour. So I'm just gonna grab that out of the pantry now. So that's 1 cup of the self-raising flour. We then have half a cup of caster sugar. So I've just got this little caster sugar packet here. I feel like caster sugar is brown, is it? I don't know. Nope. It's just really fine white sugar. I don't know why I was thinking it's brown sugar. I feel like there's another kind of baking sugar that's white, but we're doing half a cup of this. You could obviously sub this out for like a healthier, different kind of sugar, like one of those monk fruit kind of ones or something else, but I just thought I would make it really traditional and old school, just as my nana did. So I'm going all in with the actual sugar on this one. We now need to put in 1 cup of coconut. So I'm going to open this up and do that as well. Now, my nan did say to try and cut these quite finely because otherwise you're just going to end up with big chunks, and then when you cut through the slice, it will like kind of break apart, which you don't want. So the finer you can chop these, the better. Next step is to add the melted butter. So I'm just going to microwave this. You could do it in the stove top or anything like that, but whatever your method is fine. And the last thing to pop in is just 1 egg. So as you would have seen, my slice tray is kind of more like just an oven baking tray, and it's very oversized for what I needed. This literally could have made 2. So I kind of just squished it all up this one end, and I just sort of smoothed it out with my hand on the other. So I think that's better because otherwise it would have just been way too thin if I'd let it go over the whole tray. So I will have to buy another baking tray if I really want to do this next time that's a little bit smaller, but that's fine. Just got to work with what you got sometimes. So now I'm going to place this in the oven for 35 minutes. So while that is baking in the oven, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to clean up all of this mess on the bench. And secondly, I am going to make the icing, because I feel like icing sugar, when you kind of make an icing with it, sometimes it's really runny. So it's better if you just make it and then leave it sit and then put it on afterwards. So that's what we're going to do. Clean this up first and then we can get going. So for the icing, I've just got out a fresh mixing bowl. So you're going to need 1.5 cups of icing sugar. So I'm just going to open that up. Then just a little dash of water and combine. Okay, and you'll also end up sprinkling it with the coconut again. So I'm just gonna leave these two sit here now while we wait for it to bake. Now, while we're waiting for the slice to bake, I thought I would share with you something that I got in the mail yesterday. So I haven't even opened it yet, so you'll be getting my initial reaction as well. But it's this journal from a company called Self-Kit. Now, I know journaling is really personal because we all have different things we're trying to get out of it, and there are so many different formats of journals around, but this one I really liked. So it's called the Get Self Kit. I will leave their Instagram handle up here if you're interested, and you can use the code Momentum for 10% off. So this is my nice little wrapped up Self Kit journal, and I just thought while I'm waiting for that slice, since it's got like 25 minutes to go, that I could maybe just get started on filling out some of the pages in this journal. So let's have a look at it. Now, I think the Momentum thing is the name of this actual journal because it's printed on the outside of this as well. Sorry, it's just in like plastic wrapping, so I've got to take that off as well. So this is what it looks like. It's just kind of, it sort of just looks like the little leather bound books that you can get. A moleskin journal. That's the thing I'm trying to say. I use those all the time at work and just for my normal journaling, but this one is about creating a system. So within this, it's got 28x3 system, which is 28 days to create a new habit. There are daily pages, weekly reviews, phase checkpoints, and final reviews and insights. So it's got a whole bunch of information here about what you can expect to get out of the journal in terms of the learning habits and outcomes and things. So it even tracks things like sleep and hydration, gratitude, all sorts of stuff. So I feel like it kind of does a little bit of everything. So here's just another preview of a page from it, but it's talking about a whole bunch of different things, like choosing my focus for the next 28 days. So I'm really, really excited to get this started, and I just think this is going to be something that I'm so excited to get on with every day. And I can also start filling out today's page, which will have the hydration, which is pretty bad for me today. So I do need to drink some more water as well. And it's just about giving this a daily score. So I'm going to get started on that right now. Now that's out of the oven, I think I will leave it here for probably about half an hour, honestly, to cool down, and then we can finish off by icing it. So there we have it, the rustic finished coconut and date slice. I've just kind of broken it up into pieces. I didn't really want to cut it into perfect squares, although you obviously could. Probably would have made sense to put it on the drying rack before icing it on the other tray, but that is not something that I did. So this is kind of where we've ended up, but I have taste tested and it is absolutely delicious. So that is it. That was so fun, and I've really enjoyed connecting with my Nana and grabbing a couple of her recipes. I definitely didn't get them all, so I will still need to get a few more of her. She does have so much delicious stuff that she used to make for us, and of course it's really simple and easy, because I feel like that's literally just what food used to be. It was very uncomplicated, probably not super healthy, but just really comforting kind of food. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.